Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. This is Tindaya, designed by Lolo Gonzalez. This is a Spanish game. This is a game set in the Canary Islands. This is just a brief kind of overview video. This is a game whereby you can play this cooperatively or competitively. You can play it 1 to 4 players. Aim of the game is typically to deal with some conquistadors, which we're just going to grab out and show you what they look like. They come in this little bag here, and they're going to be randomly assigned somewhere. In this case, they've appeared on a fort. This is the end of a sort of learn beginner game, show you how they kind of deal with stuff. So you're going to be randomly spawning stuff. You're going to have a card, so I was player 1 in this case. Player 1, so someone's going to take this card. I get these resources. The next person takes these as an example. This tells me I'm player 1. The opponent, or in this case my teammate, is player 2. And I'm going to be starting off with a farm, which can have pigs, and a coastal area, which gives me fish and stuff. They can get themselves goats and other stuff too. And I get myself some like salt abilities. They can have a nice sharp knife. I can do various actions. So you can see I'm very good at dealing with fishing stuff. They happen to be quite good doing other stuff. If I want to do their stuff, we need to be meeting up at the same location. So I will have started off somewhere. So I believe I start off here, as you can tell, because I'm starting off in this case next to where there's a fort, or in this case, some pigs. I also started off over here, which is a coastal area. So I'm going to place this somewhere on a coast, so it overlaps here. So I'm going to take my character, sorry, I was playing as yellow, there and over there too. And now it's their turn, so they would also be placing out their stuff. They have a pig farm, a goat farm, I have the pig farm, and they're also going to place, in this case, over in this settlement here. These are settlements, these are terrains. We also have some raw materials. You can use those raw materials to upgrade and get better stuff as well. And you can learn stuff as well. But again, remember, to learn stuff that you don't know, you need to meet up. So how do you move? You can use these action cubes. Now, a cube represents 1 movement or 1 action. A cylinder represents 2. So if you can't do both, then you kind of lose it and stuff. Sometimes you might have to do both if you can. So in this case, I can move up to 3 spaces. So I can move 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that is blank because I've already taken that resource. They look something like this, and you can flip it over and you're going to get something with it on. So in this case, you take 3 of your little kind of action things here, these kind of resource markers, and place them on here. So I've had 3 on here before. And now I've got myself, well, in this case over here it was 3 stone. I might want to do that to build something, I'll show you later on, such as maybe getting myself out of a cave, which cost me a wood, a clay, and a stone. So maybe I want to walk around and get some clay, etc. So move to a location, I go as far as I want, up to 3, land, and then you can start grabbing stuff at the end of your turn. And now in this case, they wanted to get a canoe out, so they happened to move over here on a prior turn, spend what they needed or whatever at the end of their turn, and to bring out a clay, bring out a canoe. And now what they can do is move as far as they want with a canoe. So they can go on the canoe, it can hold up to 5 people. These are nobles. The smaller guys are called villagers. The villagers reproduce. And what these guys can then do is move, so they can do a movement of 3 as far as they want. Here we go, up to 3, and they can bring up this person, and then they can bounce here on a future turn and reach me. And then what they can choose to do is land here, of course, do our learning stuff. Those conquistadors, which have just been packed away, they were actually on this tile. To win the game, then what you need to do is make sure that they're not controlling a zone. So to win the game, if you look over here, there are 2 players, so if you look down on that second row, you need to make sure that in this case, the leftmost column, there are fewer than 9. So if there's fewer than 9 of our tribe, these represent tribe, each of these guys. So in this case, 1, 2, there's 3, 4 over there. And of course, you can bring out others. As long as we have 9 or fewer, then look down the bottom row, that dark one, then 6 conquistadors. Again, we just killed off 2 of them. Then we will be winning the game. There's also other things such as controlling the archipelago, which is what we talk about control, maintaining control of this as well, this fort. So these guys are basically the reverse side of, in this case, a coastal region. And also there are various other things as well, various other missions and various other maybe secret objectives to achieve the mission at the end of the era. So once everyone's finishing their turns of actions, that kind of triggers into the era. And then you're going to move on to a newest era as well. So this kind of represents era 1. And they get more and more difficult, nicely more and more difficult, era 2 and 3, and that's the difficulty. So you can pick era 1's to, difficulty of 1, 2, and 3, and that pretty much sums things up. You can also maybe spend stuff, so you can actually spend your people or conquistadors to offer up to the gods. You've got these volcanoes which you can flip over, and basically these tiles are going to be red underneath. And as you can see, we've got some sailing ships going around. If I remove these tiles for a second, as you can see, this has got 3 clay under it. So that is what's called the black side. This is the red side. As you can see, we have a live volcano going on. So that's Tindaya. The rule book, it's detailed, 35 pages. To the end of it alone is 5 pages plus. Things a bit all over the place, and it could be a lot smoother, but that is kind of what you get with kind of, I guess, crowd-funded games. So there's lots to go on with it. Any question, always do let me know in the comments. Best on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Lots to stumble through in this one. Has taken us a few hours. And this, by the way, was made by the owner of this game's father, or you could say father-in-law, I guess, technically. But there we go. Thanks for watching. Speak to you again soon. But for now, back to the table.